The Ford Capri might share lots of bits under the skin with Volkswagen's ID range, but from inside and out you'd never know it. Ford's gone all in with its interior design, with a modern and functional design that's both well-built and practical. Outside, there's some abstract references to the original Coupe, but it's well executed enough not to feel contrived or messy if you didn't know it was referenced on a 70s original. It may be identical to the Explorer inside, but this is no bad thing. Ford's take on the modern European-designed EV is stylish and well thought out. The interior shows absolutely no sign of any retro connection, being a wholesale carryover from the Explorer. This is no bad thing though, as the dashboard's massive 14.6-inch infotainment display is relatively easy to use and offers plenty of space for the built-in navigation system. The climate functions are embedded in the screen, but key controls reside on the bottom edge, making quick adjustments easy to perform. Interior quality is good, with solid, mostly soft-touch plastics used throughout the cabin. Some elements, such as the indicator stalks and drive selector, are clearly carried over from Volkswagen, but by and large the quality is actually better. This is due to a couple of reasons. Firstly, there's very little, if any, fakery on show. Unlike many modern car firms, there's no faux or pointless seams of stitching across the dash, and what is plastic looks like plastic. There's nothing wrong with that. Ironically, the seating material on both models is a synthetic leather with lots of stitching, but it does a very good job of feeling hard-wearing yet plush. The main character of the tech story is Ford's Portrait Aspect touchscreen. It runs a bespoke Ford Sync software package, and is completely different to anything you'll find in a Volkswagen, for better and worse. The system feels quick to respond, and with some acclimatization and personalization, you can easily navigate through the system without any trouble. You had better like blue though, as both the daytime and nighttime interfaces use the hue on all main menus and functions. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard fit and wireless. There's a wireless phone charger in the center console, and while it is in a good position, we found it often faulted or didn't charge efficiently, even on a modern iPhone. Finally, the dash-top B&O soundbar is a clever addition, looking something like the top of Singapore's Marina Bay Sands building. Not only does it add an interesting design element, but its fabric covering and inbuilt lighting add some welcome texture to the largely minimalist interior design. The small driver's display is taken from its Volkswagen counterparts, but shows all the key info without too much clutter or complexity. With such a large center screen, there's plenty of space to have navigation, media, and climate functions all on one display, keeping the view forward clean. A worthy mention is also the excellent optional head-up display that's part of an optional driver assistance package, which bundles in a 360-degree camera and a few other active driver assist elements. The Capri's interior space is good for the class, with a decent amount of legroom, plenty of footroom thanks to a flat floor and lots of headroom despite the sloping roof. The seats are soft and comfortable, but the integrated headrests on the fronts can be uncomfortable if you have your hair up in a bun or ponytail. The Coupe SUV no longer needs to be a great compromise, so Ford says, and has rightly proven with Capri. There's little to no compromise on space in the back or boot compared with an Explorer, the exception being the boot shape. There's plenty of space in the second row, as the sloping roofline does little to impede rear seat headroom. There's also a good amount of rear seat footroom thanks to the completely flat floor, and interior storage is also well catered for, with a clever hidden compartment situated behind the screen. At 4,634 mm long, a Capri is around 50 mm longer than a Volkswagen ID.4 or ID.5, and sits slightly wider and slightly lower to the ground. These dimensions are plenty to yield lots of interior space, and due to the modern, skateboard-style EV chassis, there's little intrusion from any mechanical elements. What you won't find is any form of under-bonnet storage. This is where Ford has placed lots of the electrical components like the battery's inverter and cabling. Despite being largely the same size inside and out as the equivalent Volkswagen ID.4, Ford's choice to fit a high and wide central console means it feels a touch more snug. For some, this will be more co-setting, and with structured tall storage in the center console, there's incidentally more small item storage. Under the main central bins is a further storage space. The rear bench is wide enough for 3 adults abreast, but those wanting to fit 3 child seats across will be pinched for space. There's also only the 2 rear ISOFIX points on the outer seats, and overall the slightly shallower windows and higher beltline compared to the boxier Explorer gives kids a more restricted view out. The entirely flat floor is excellent for footroom though, and makes the rear end feel more spacious than an equivalently sized SUV with a combustion powertrain. Boot space is also very well catered for, with 572 liters of space, but those wishing for ultimate flexibility might prefer the boxy dimensions of the Explorer. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more exciting car reviews.